Marijuana, once relegated to the shadows, is now stepping into the limelight. Its use, once whispered about, is increasingly normalized. As laws shift and societal views evolve, more people are exploring cannabis for its recreational and medicinal potential. This widespread acceptance, however, is shadowed by a persistent concern. How does marijuana impact the human brain? This question has fueled countless debates, scientific studies, and impassioned arguments. Is marijuana a harmless indulgence or a pathway to cognitive decline? The answer, as with most things related to human biology and behavior, is far from simple. This essay delves into the complex relationship between marijuana and the brain, examining the scientific evidence, exploring both short and long-term effects, and ultimately striving for a balanced perspective. Understanding how marijuana affects the brain requires a journey into the realm of neuroscience. Scientists have made significant strides in unraveling the mysteries of the brain, and their research on marijuana has provided valuable, albeit sometimes conflicting, insights. One of the key players in this story is THC, the primary psychoactive compound in marijuana. THC interacts with the endocannabinoid system, a complex network of receptors and neurotransmitters found throughout the brain and body. The ECS plays a crucial role in regulating various physiological processes, including mood, memory, appetite, and pain perception. When THCC enters the brain, it binds to these receptors, disrupting the ECS's normal functioning and producing a cascade of effects, both desirable and potentially concerning. The scientific literature on marijuana's impact on the brain can feel like a labyrinth of conflicting findings. Some studies suggest that long-term marijuana use, particularly during adolescence, can lead to cognitive impairment, affecting memory, attention, and executive function. Others, however, have found minimal or no long-term effects, even among heavy users. These discrepancies arise from a multitude of factors, including variations in study design, sample size, participant demographics, and the potency and composition of the marijuana used. Additionally, disentangling the effects of marijuana from other lifestyle factors, such as tobacco use or socioeconomic status, can be challenging. This complexity underscores the need for rigorous, well-controlled studies that account for these variables. The short-term effects of marijuana are well documented and often experienced firsthand by users. The euphoric high, the heightened sensory perception, the altered sense of time, these are all hallmarks of marijuana's immediate impact on the brain. These effects are primarily attributed to THC's interference with the endocannabinoid system, particularly in areas of the brain associated with reward, memory, and coordination. While these short-term effects are generally considered temporary and dissipate as THC leaves the system, they can nonetheless impair judgment, coordination, and reaction time, making activities like driving or operating machinery dangerous while under the influence. Furthermore, some individuals, especially those predisposed to anxiety or psychosis, may experience unpleasant psychological effects such as paranoia or anxiety, even after consuming small amounts of marijuana. The question of whether marijuana use leads to permanent brain damage is a complex and contentious one. While some studies have suggested a link between heavy, long-term marijuana use and cognitive decline, particularly among those who begin using at a young age, the evidence remains inconclusive. The adolescent brain, still undergoing crucial development, may be more vulnerable to the potential adverse effects of THC. However, it's important to note that correlation does not equal causation. Many factors contribute to cognitive health, and isolating the specific role of marijuana can be challenging. Furthermore, most studies rely on self-reported marijuana use, which can be unreliable. Longitudinal studies, tracking individuals' marijuana use and cognitive function over extended periods, are crucial to fully understanding the potential long-term effects.